Hi everybody, I'm Becky Roop, and this is the Great Christmas Read from the Swanton Public Library. And I am going to read by John Julius Norwich, The 12 Days of Christmas Correspondence. Does everyone know the total words to the 12 Days of Christmas? Starting with the partridge in the pear tree and ending with the what? Drummers? 12 drummers drumming? Mm-hmm. All right.
Sure.
Every year, somebody, I think in the New York Times, calculates how much the 12 Days of Christmas presents would cost if you actually went out and bought all this stuff. And it's always a fortune.
It was gone.
25th of December.
It was gone.
My dearest darling, that partridge in that lovely little pear tree. What an enchanting, romantic, poetic present. Bless you and thank you. Your deeply loving, Emily. (26th of December). My dearest darling Edward, the 2 turtle doves arrived this morning and are cooing away in the pear tree as I write. I am so touched and grateful. With undying love, as always, Emily. 27th of December. My darling Edward, you do think of the most original presents. Who ever thought of sending anybody 3 French hens? Do they really come all the way from France? It's a pity we have no chicken coops, but I expect we'll find some. Thank you anyway. They're heaven. Your loving, Emily. 28th of December. Dearest Edward, what a surprise. 4 calling birds arrived this morning. They are very sweet, even if they do call rather loudly. They make telephoning impossible, but I expect they'll calm down when they get used to their new home. Anyway, I'm very grateful. Of course I am. Love from Emily. 29th December. Dearest Edward, the postman has just delivered 5 of the most beautiful gold rings, 1 for each finger and all fitting perfectly. A really lovely present, lovelier in a way than birds, which do take rather a lot of looking after. The 4 that arrived yesterday are still making a terrible row, and I'm afraid none of us got much sleep last night. Mummy says she wants to use the rings to wring their necks. She's only joking, I think, though I know what she means. But I love the rings. Bless you. Love, Emily. 30th of December. Dear Edward, whatever I expected to find when I opened the front door this morning, it certainly wasn't 6 socking great geese laying eggs all over the doorstep. Frankly, I rather hoped you'd stop sending me birds. We have no room for them, and they have already ruined the croquet lawn. I know you meant well, but let's call it a halt, shall we? Love, Emily. 31st of December. Edward, I thought I said no more birds, but this morning I woke up to find no less than 7 swans, all trying to get into our tiny goldfish pond. I'd rather not think what happened to the goldfish. The whole house seems to be full of birds, to say nothing of what they leave behind them. Please, please, stop. Yours, Emily. 1st of January. Frankly, I think I prefer birds. What am I to do with 8 milkmaids and their cows? Is this some kind of joke? If so, I'm afraid I don't find it very amusing. Emily. 2nd of January. Look here, Edward. This has gone far enough. You say you're sending me 9 ladies dancing. All I can say is that judging from the way they dance, they are certainly not ladies. The village just isn't accustomed to seeing a regiment of shameless hussies with nothing on but lipstick cavorting around the green, and it's Mummy and I who get blamed. If you value our friendship, which I do less and less, kindly stop this ridiculous behavior at once. Emily. Oh dear. The illustrations are wonderful. 3rd of January. As I write this letter, 10 disgusting old men are prancing about all over what used to be the garden before the geese and the swans and the cows got at it, and several of them, I notice, are taking inexcusable liberties with the milkmaids. Meanwhile, the neighbors are trying to have us evicted. I shall never speak to you again. Emily. That must have been the 10 lords of leaping, right? 4th of January. This is the last straw. You know I detest bagpipes. The place has now become something between a menagerie and a madhouse, and a man from the council has just declared it unfit for habitation. At least Mummy has been spared this last outrage. They took her away this afternoon in an ambulance. I hope you're satisfied. 5th of January. Sir, our client, Miss Emily Wilbraham, instructs me to inform you that with the arrival on her premises at 7:30 this morning of the entire percussion section of the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra and several of their friends, she has no course left open to her but to seek an injunction to prevent your importuning her further. I am, sir, yours faithfully, G. Creep, Solicitor at Law. And here they all are. Its illustrations are by Quentin Blake, and I love him. I love this book.
It's a great book.
Hi, I am Liza Comiskey, and this is the Great Christmas Read at the Swanton Public Library. And today we're going to be reading Llama Llama Holiday Drama. What do you think's going to happen? Llama Llama Holidays, jingle music, lights ablaze. Sparkly candles, yummy bread, dress-up clothes, and green and red. How long till that special date? Says only 15 more shopping days. Llama Llama has to wait. Llama Llama Holidays, ads and signs and store displays. Fluffy snow and funny elves, goodies piled high on shelves. Just how many days to go? Little Llama wants to know. Time to search, time to buy, time to shop. Mama carries, Llama drops. Buy a friend a rubber duck, pirate ship or tractor truck, wooden blocks or building set. What will little Llama get? Llama Llama Holidays, hustle bustle cooking craze. Measure sugar, roll the dough, 10 more batches left to go. How many more days again? The special day is coming. When? I think someone's getting impatient. What do you think? Take the cookies out to cool. Frost a great big batch for school. Add some sprinkles. Almost done. Teacher gets the fancy one. No more cookies left to bake. Llama Llama has a tummy ache. Ate too many cookies, huh? School has dreidels, songs and bells, big red ribbons, woodsy smells. Draw a snowman, make a star, decorate a candle jar. And there's so many days to go. Llama time is going slow. Ugh. Mama needs a present too. Get some sparkles, sticks and glue. Roll it up and wrap it how? Llama wants to give it now. Sometimes it's really hard to wait to give presents when you have.
I got like a really big present to show Mommy how much I love you for Christmas, and I couldn't wait to give it to her.
So you already gave it to her?
I already gave it to her, but it was last year.
Oh, well, it was last year, so that's okay then.
And I gave it to her.
Llama Llama Holidays, unpack stockings, unwrap toys, shiny silver fancy plates. Llama Llama waits and waits. Oh, it's getting
Oh, I've
sick of
seen
waiting.
this before.
Cut out snowflakes, tape them up, pour some eggnog in a cup. Oops, it's yucky on the floor. Llama, llama, wait some more. Stringing lights is not much fun. How come Mama isn't done? Is the big day coming soon? Llama, llama starts to swoon. All this waiting for one day? Time for presents right away. Too much music, too much fluff, too much making, too much stuff, too much everything for Llama. Llama, llama, holiday drama. Look at that. He is just, too much.
Too much waiting?
Too much waiting, too much everything. I think he needs a nap.
Me too.
Naps make everything better. Come and listen, little llama. Have a cuddle with your mama. Sometimes we should take a rest and hold the ones we love the best. Wishing, wanting, waiting. Wishing, waiting, wanting things. We sometimes forget what this time brings. Gifts are nice, but there's another. The true gift is that we have each other. Llama, llama, warm and snug, gives a kiss and gets a hug. Snuggles close with Mama Llama. Happy holidays for Llama. The end. And there's this pretty Christmas tree, all the strings of lights.
Hi, I'm Virginia Holloman, and I'm reading a Christmas story for the Swanton Library's Great Christmas Read. This one is called Old Dog and the Christmas Wish, written and illustrated by Christine Davis. The old dog stood at the end of the broken fence. The chain around his neck stretched just far enough for him to see into the neighbor's yard. A wreath hung on their door, and Christmas lights had been strung around their windows. Boxes of decorations waited to be opened in their yard. The dog walked stiffly back along his chain and crawled under a fallen tree. An angel perched on the fence watching him. She saw the sadness in his tired eyes and knew his time was coming to an end. The angel looked at the heavens and asked if the old dog might know the magic of Christmas just once before he left this earth. It was the sparkling lights that woke up the dog. They twirled around the fallen tree and twinkled down his chain. A shining star danced above his head. 2 bowls lay before him, and he took the food and the water gratefully. When he was done, he lifted his gray muzzle upward. There by the fence he saw her. Slowly his matted tail began to wag, and then he put his head on his paws, and he drifted off to sleep. The bowls disappeared, and the twinkling lights faded away, but the dancing star shone down upon the sleeping dog throughout the night. The next day was Christmas Eve. Visitors came and went from that neighbor's house. It was evening before the dog walked to the end of the fence and looked around the corner. Wooden figures now stood in the grass. 2 knelt over a baby, sleeping in a bed of hay. A cow and a donkey huddled nearby. A shepherd stood with his sheep, and above them a glorious star illuminated the heavens. The old dog looked at the sleeping baby and knew this child was special. He searched the yard, certain there would be a dog at this wondrous celebration to keep watch over the child, but there was no dog. No dog stood with the animals. No dog sat by the child in the hay. Something awakens in the heart of a dog when he knows that he is needed. This dog felt his place was at the baby's side, keeping watch over the sleeping child. He pulled hard against his chain, but it would not break free. He pulled again, but there was no strength left in his weary body. A bitter wind was blowing. He pulled one last time, but his tired legs gave out, and the old dog sank to the ground. The dog looked up and saw the brilliant star blazing in the night sky. Beams of light were falling to the earth around him, and a hand reached down from the heavens and stroked his head. Good and faithful friend. They were the last words he heard as he closed his eyes. There came on the wind a sound from the neighbor's yard, whisperings of a Christmas wish. The angel's wings fluttered with joy, for the wooden figures were beginning to stir. The cow and the donkey pawed the ground as their breath hung like clouds in the frigid air. Wind brushed the folds of the shepherd's cloak. The kneeling figures were praying softly, and the child, the little baby, opened her eyes and reached out his tiny hands in welcome toward the dog. The paws twitched. The legs moved. His body arched along the mud-covered ground, and then the dog began to breathe, and with every sacred breath, the beat of his pure and loving heart was growing stronger. He opened his eyes and he lifted up his head. The old dog came lightly to his feet. The chain had fallen from his neck and the matted fur had disappeared. A white light surrounded his beautiful coat, and a star blazed from the end of his magnificent tail. He looked back at the fallen tree and the place that had been his home. And then he came to the angel who had seen his true heart. She held him one last time. The shiny tail wagged excitedly. The dog jumped over the broken chain and ran around the fence. He trotted up to the bed of straw and he stood before the child. The star-tipped tail wagged with happiness. He saw that all was well and as it should be, and the baby welcomed the old dog home. On Christmas morning, the neighbors came outside to greet their guests. No one even noticed the wooden dog sitting beside the child. Above them, the angel smiled as she disappeared into the Christmas sky. And somewhere, in the midst of forever, a baby sleeps on a bed of straw. His adoring parents kneel beside him as angels sing of the newborn's birth. Wise men come bearing great gifts. A shepherd gazes in wonder while the animals quietly eat their hay. And there, by the side of the sleeping child, sits a dog with a star at the end of his tail, keeping watch over them all. And that's the end of that story.